Madden, and I'm back with another Good Morning Drive. This is actually a second Good Morning Drive for the week. If you didn't catch the first one, make sure you catch it. It's episode 66. It's really episode 66, but I labeled it 67, and this one's 68. So I'll switch that at another time. But yeah, you got another Good Morning Drive, and this one is a little bit different, or more like the same one from this week. Good morning to everyone. But yeah, so again, I wanted to focus on Madden 26. And from what I'm seeing, it seems as though EA is putting a little bit more effort into the Madden franchise. And I've noticed this maybe since Madden 24, but definitely Madden 25 of last year. And they might be gearing up for something. EA might be gearing up for something, but before we start talking about that and me explaining myself, I want to say good morning to everyone out there. Hold up, let me turn up my phone's. There we go. It's a little too dark for me. There we go. Yeah, I wanted to create this video. Before we start, good morning to everyone out there. I hope everybody has a great day. You want to try to live your life as possible as possible. Live as if possible. Live your life as positive as possible. Positive things will happen. That's my affirmation for like every day. You know, no matter whatever happens to me in my life, you know, I try to think positively, and just positive things happen for me. I'm not rich or anything by any means. I'm freaking poor. I work 2 jobs, but at the same time, I just try to be positive, try to move things forward, and good things do happen. Um, I mentioned money. I was a little short, but then someone called me up for a job that put me way over. You know, stuff like that. I have family and friends, a good support team to help me out. So just be positive. Positive thing. Keep positive people around you. Positive things will happen for sure. So, but yeah, I wanted to talk about Madden, right? Madden 26. Do I think Madden 26 is going to be this groundbreaking game that's going to get gamers like me back into playing EA sports football games? No, I already know that. But it does seem like they're gearing up for something. And really, after Madden 26, I promise you, after Madden 26, it's only going to be one or two things that's going to hinder Madden or EA college football games from being unplayable in my eyes, right? Let's talk about this. Good morning to everyone out there. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for the likes. Got 4 people in here. Got 2 likes. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I'm just going to mention this again. Yo, YouTube definitely has my channel on like a shadow ban. The algorithm is all types of wonky. I make different content, though I make mostly simulation, sports, football, news, gaming, speculation, whatever you want to call it, videos. It just seems like the notifications for my videos don't go out to all of my subscribers, all my new subscribers, old subscribers, whatever the case is. They got me shadow banned. So I definitely appreciate you guys for coming in. Please, once you come in, hit that like button. It definitely helps my channel grow. It helps me to get my videos out there for the people who have seen my videos or have subscribed, just like you lovely folks. AKA John Doe, what's going on? Good morning to you. Thank you for coming through, blessing my comment section with your comment or post. I really appreciate it. Where am I? I'm going to work right now, bro. This is what I do. This is the Good Morning Drives. This is what I do. I do about once a week, but this week I had to do it twice because there's more content to talk about, and I don't have enough time to make all these damn videos. But yeah, so I'm on my way to work. On my way to work, I wish you guys a good morning. Try to spread some positivity before I get into my subject matter, and that's what I'm about to do right now. Hopefully you stick through, ask questions, let's talk. I try to do my best to read the comments as I'm driving. I'll try to do all this safely. especially driving on this dang parkway in New Jersey. This parkway is ridiculous. There's always traffic and there's always aggressive drivers at the same time. And I try to be right in the middle of that. You know what I mean? So got to be careful. But yeah, um, so yeah, it seems as though in my opinion, EA is gearing up for some competition. The reason why I say that is because the biggest problems that were in Madden and college football, they're the same game, except one is different in terms of tuning and, of course, all the repainting, which are the textures and player models and music, sound, commentary, all that stuff, right? All that stuff is like the icing on top of the EA football coding um, matrix that EA puts together for their football games, right? So that's why I say, and thank you for the likes, guys. I really appreciate it. I really do. That's why I say these games are so similar, because the core of the games between college football and Madden are identical. The only thing that's really different is how good or bad the defense plays, or how overpowering the offense can be. College football, the offense is overpowered, right? You can't even have good defensive players and they play good defense. Now they're going to be trash no matter what. Of course, there's ways to um, use money or the meta on defense to play good defense, but that's not how it should be. But anyway, we don't need to get into that. But what I am saying is, it seems as though Madden is gearing up for some competition, and does that mean that NFL 2K is coming back? It could very well mean NFL 2K is actually coming back. I said this probably about 8 or 7 years ago. Madden won't be great or good until they have really strong competition. Really strong competition. Hold up. Defense is always atrocious. Yeah, well, you're right. You're right. But when it comes to Madden, here's the difference. When it comes to Madden, as long as you use money plays, the defense is going to be ass, right? Unless you use her. You have to use her, which is fine. People like that. It brings out competition. That's cool. Other than college football, the defense is just bad, period. You don't have to money play to kill that defense, right? You don't have to manipulate the game to really kill that defense. With Madden, you kind of have to. But anyway, um, it seems as though EA is gearing up. And when I say that for the fifth time, player movement was horrendous for Madden 20, 21, 22, 23. It started to change around 23 to 24. Then 25, the player movement is actually pretty good. It's not bad. 20 Madden 25 and college football 25. Yo, the player movement is actually pretty good. I cannot lie about the player movement. Even the blocking interactions is pretty good. It's not where I want them to be. They're still it's still too like offensive line, defensive line. The defense only really gets in if they are like, if it's a free run to the quarterback. That's the only time when you really put pressure on a quarterback. They don't like block shed to the quarterback. I made videos about it, but I'm the only one who talks about the shit. But yeah, I spoke about it, and it's clear as day that it's only one way to get to the quarterback, by either doing those money play defenses, money play blitzes, or sending more than they could block, and that's fine. That's how football is. But also, you could get penetration by getting blocked and by beating your man. There's all types of ways, and All Pro Football 2K8 had that. NFL 2K5 had that as well. Not as much as All Pro 2K8, but to me, that's more realistic. That's more of the norm. Um, And we've already seen with Madden 25, or 26, if that trailer is anything, they're just letting defenders run free again. So, but anyway, player movement for the most part is pretty good in Madden 25 and now going to be in 26. Um, I, I made a video just last night, and Kurt Benker is saying that they took the best animations from college football 25 and Madden 25, and that's now Madden 26, right? So that makes sense to me, right? What's being taunted always is how All Pro Football 2K8 and NFL 2K5, being how old it is, it was so smooth. It looked so realistic. It moved like right, right? So that's telling me they're looking at those games and we're like, you know what? We got to make sure we're on point if they ever do come back with, if the NFL license becomes open. Or I'm thinking, call me crazy, but it's a possibility that it could be a co-exclusive agreement. It'll probably be the first ever. There are only two games that can make NFL simulation football games: 2K and EA. We'll see. Also, a big, in my opinion, a big alert, not alert in a bad way, but a red flag or flag that they could be gearing up for something is that literally, quite literally, Quay Searles or Q Searles, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. Thank you for coming through. I saw your comment. I got to it. But yeah, okay, NFL 2K5 had insane presentation, way ahead of its time, right? No football game to date has been able to recapture that immersion where they actually they had a player model of Chris Berman. He's speaking to you and breaking down plays of the week, right? They actually had an NFL halftime show with that, but an NFL primetime show at the end of the week. Well, Madden is going to be doing the NFL Red Zone show. So if you have the NFL Red Zone show and they're breaking down plays of the week or the month or play of the month or whatever they're going to do, I, I am almost for certain that got confirmed by a big YouTube personality, content creator. I don't need to say his name because, his channel is huge, 20 times bigger than mine. And of course, he gets EA sponsorships, he gets other sponsorships, and your boy can't rub two dimes together. If you want to call that being jealous, fine, I'm jealous. But here's the positive thing about that: I aspire to that or halfway to there. You know what I mean? So John Madden himself is back to send me comments on the channel. What a pleasure! What a honor! What up? Good morning to you. Yo, Madden going to have the NFL Red Zone. Are they going to have new commentary? I don't think they're going to have new commentary, John Madden. But what they are going to have, they're going to have a new personality. I forgot the guy's name, but he does work for the NFL Network and or the NFL Red Zone, which is on the NFL Network. And he hosts the show, and he's going to be hosting it in Madden 26, right? From what I believe is true. And I speculated that's what it was going to be. And it's now confirmed, in my opinion, because someone who actually played the game, that YouTube content creator who I'm talking about, had confirmed that. They confirmed that the presentation blew him away. If that blew him away, and I'm not, okay, I'm like 50% sure that he did not grow up playing NFL 2K5 like I did. I was in high school when NFL 2K5 came out. No, not high school, college. I was in college when NFL 2K5 came out. And I remember that game. I still have that game. I still play it time to time, right? So I don't think he has the same eyes that I have. For him, seeing that into a game nowadays would blow him away because he didn't really grow up with it or play through it. Gamers like me, we played through these things. We've already experienced it. So for it to come back, it's a different feeling. It's a different emotion. It's like, finally, they did something dope as hell. Now they got to improve on it, right? And that's what I think is going to happen. Um, why Madden never had Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, or Fox CBS scoreboard? Well, because that's a lot of licensing, and these other guys for commentating is cheaper, and they don't have to get the CBS licensing. They don't have to get the Fox licensing. They don't have to get the ESPN licensing, which I believe that's all wrapped up in the NFL license. But you have to license those things, and those things cost more money. And EA is not about spending bread or spending money to make Madden. I just read, this is a side note, but I just read this morning in 2020, EA has about 130 developers and artists worked on Madden 20, whereas NBA 2K20 had 365 developers, artists, and whomever else working on NBA 2K. That's to let you know. That's just to let you know how much money 2K spends or Visual Concepts spend on NBA 2K as opposed to Madden. Now, I do remember someone saying this to me, but I don't know if it's true or not. I really don't. But I remember somebody saying that Madden 25 or Madden 24 had people who had experience working on NFL 2K. But that would explain why Madden is getting better, like actually getting better, tangibly getting better. Like I said, the running animations in Madden has gotten way better. The interactions have gotten a bit better. Um, Graphics are always going to be great on Madden, right? Now they're kind of starting to retool the AI, right? I mentioned in my video last night that I released. If you didn't check that, make sure you watch it. I released last night, and I was saying I hope, or what would be really cool, if they get the tendencies of quarterbacks, right? And I just mentioned one or two, maybe three subjects, but I only went into one subject. And I was like, right now, they have, from what they've shared so far, officially shared, is that coaching, coaching calls are going to be a little bit more authentic, right? Instead of player tendencies. You need to have, in my opinion, you need to have player tendencies and coaching. And it will be amazing. They won't have this for sure, but it will be amazing if if you have a coach that don't mesh well with the tendency of a quarterback, and when you're playing, when you're playing offline, you're playing the CPU, you could clearly see that like fight, the internal fight. One example is, you always could see all these examples in dysfunctional teams. Well, my Giants had Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones didn't want to even throw the ball, basically, but he didn't want to throw the ball downfield. He didn't want to be aggressive at all. Um, they said that some of the coaches that he had in the past while playing with the Giants kind of ruined him, right? Or broke Daniel Jones, and that could be true. But here's Brian Dable, who wants an aggressive quarterback to throw down the field. There are wide open players, and he's just not pulling the trigger. He's not throwing the ball. So that type of thing needs to be also in Madden. But they might be working towards that because, again, another big YouTube content creator had confirmed that they are working on the tendencies of quarterbacks for Madden 26. So if you're working on the tendencies of quarterbacks, and I gave the example of depth, uh, like Pat Mahomes is very aggressive, loves to throw the ball deep, right? He doesn't like these small 10 5-yard routes, right? He's always looking for the deep ball first. Same thing with Hurts. He likes to throw the deep ball too. But I want to see that in playing against Pat Mahomes versus playing against somebody like a Daniel Jones or another other quarterbacks who don't like to throw the ball so deep, right? I want to see that in Madden, and if Madden could pull that off, hey, more power to him. Oh, I'm gonna get to your John Madden. I'm gonna get to your comments. Okay, would you say the old Madden updated rosters are better? John Madden is all up on my channel. I love it, man. I love it. I'm gonna get to all your content. I mean, all your posts. But Madden had the license in '97 with James Brown. Okay, yeah, I understand. But again, it takes more effort and more resources to put all these extra things in Madden. And even you can have a contract, but people can have other contracts within it to not allow certain things to use their likeness outside of what they're doing for work. They had the license. They had the Fox license in '97. Would you say the old Madden updated rosters are better than the new Madden? Is Madden 05? I'm just gonna work with that question because the old Maddens, I'm not a Madden person. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, right? Because I'm not, fake or whatever. So I never liked Madden, never, not even Madden 05. The best Madden to date is Madden 5. They had great run animations. They had great presentation. I think they had a radio show. You could create teams. You could do all these things, right? And the gameplay was very fast and responsive. So in that aspect, yeah, they need to be better than that. But the only thing that's really holding it back, in my opinion, is the presentation and how fast the gameplay actually was back then. They got to make the gameplay a little faster, a little bit more responsive. But they've been working on those things instead of the gameplay being fast. It's getting a little bit more responsive, and the animations are way better in Madden 25 than Madden 05. They just have to work on the presentation and the depth of the game. But Madden to me has always been shallow anyway. So I want to say Madden 25 is probably better than Madden 05 in terms of gameplay, but Madden 05 had better presentation. They actually had competition back then, so that's why the games were better. And they were way more stable. It wasn't as many glitches as we see right now. A lot of glitches in Madden. So Madden 05 takes it, just for that. So I think they're working towards be better and getting back to that rhythm. And back then, that's when they had competition. So that's the point of my video, is that it seems as though EA is gearing up for something, and they might be gearing up for competition, because we know that 2K Net Visual Concepts, they've had the license for like at least 3 or 4 years now, and they didn't make anything yet. I haven't seen anything. They haven't done anything. They had to restart a couple of times. So if you have to restart, that means you really don't like what you made, or what you were making could be irrelevant for what they could make. And maybe what they could make might be an NFL simulation game, because they're working very closely with the NFL. They've been paying the NFL whatever amount of money. Look, EA paid $1.5 billion for the exclusive license. How much you think 2K paid for the arcade license? It's going on now 4 or 5 years, right? In 2020, they announced it, right? 2022 was when they had a restart, right? So how much you think they paid for that? If EA paid a certain amount of money, 1.5 billion for 4 or 5 years for exclusivity, that's telling me easily 2K paid 500 million for a license they didn't even use yet. And that's also telling me it's either 500 million, between 500 million to $1 billion. I'm just throw it out there, I'm gonna just throw it out there. The NFL license is crazy expensive, so I can't see it going for 100 million, 300 million. Maybe I can see 300 million. I don't know, but The fact that they didn't announce how much they spent, they spent a lot of money and they didn't even use it. So for them to hold on to the license and them not even using it, only putting out a mobile game, that should tell you something. And that mobile game has now become canceled. Maybe if they do come out with an NFL 2K simulation football game, if this is a big if, more than likely it won't happen, as history has shown us time to time again. But if that does happen, maybe they'll bring that NFL 2K Playmakers game back so that it could coexist with a NFL sim game. And I have to hurry up and go. Okay, back to what you were saying. Had me on a tangent, John Madden. Um, it's just Madden is boring. It needs to be what we see on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and sometimes Saturday, right? Yep, for sure. Madden has hype. Madden is just hype, and is not as much hype as college football. Everybody's excited for college football. Commentary in Madden needs to be free flowing, realism commentary. What about dynamic weather? So dynamic weather, John, if you're still with me, dynamic weather is going to be in college football. Why wouldn't it be in Madden? I remember I remember more weather games in the pro setting than college setting. It might rain a lot with college football, but I don't remember seeing snow games in college football. I do remember seeing a bunch of snow games in pro football. You know, Bills games are always have every season there's snow games. Um, Boston, well, the Patriots, always have a snow game. So they need to have dynamic weather in Madden as opposed to college football. So dynamic weather is actually coming to Madden. Why? Because of competition. Maximum football is going to have dynamic weather. First, it's just going to be a visual. Then it's going to actually affect gameplay soon. So that's where that's coming from. Yep, Madden 11 and 16. Don't know what you're talking about there, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with what I was talking about. Do you think Madden will have Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady commentary? Well, Kevin Burkhardt, he's been putting out a lot of, or a good handful of Twitter X posts about Madden because he's played Madden, and that's how I made my last video last night. So he might be coming to the commentary. I didn't hear anything about that though. I didn't hear anything about that. But Tom Brady and Kurt, that's a lot of money to be spending on commentary, and I don't think EA will do that, to be honest with y'all. 2K was the best. They had ESPN halftime show and highlights and great presentation. Yep, I said that. Kurt, what's going on? That's why the old Maddens like 11 and 16 are great. Are a great update. College football is good, but college football needs the hype like pregame show. I think they're working on that. I'm not too sure if that's a pregame show. That would be fire though. College football in real life has a ton of presentation. Like, yeah, they have the pre-show, they have the band in the background, they have the crowd getting hype. They should do something like that. That would be amazing. Madden just needs to be rebuilt from the ground up completely. I think all these games need to be rebuilt from the ground up. Do you think 2K will ever change their commentary to the ABC NBA commentary, Mike and Brent? I don't know, man, because again, they have their own set of commentary now, and what 2K is in the business of doing is creating their own world. So yeah, I'm thinking that uh, NBA 2K will hire personalities, and these guys are going to have a little bit more time now because NBA, what was it, the TNT crew? Half of those guys, if not all those guys, are in NBA 2K, right? They got Ernie, they got Shaq. I forgot the other guys, but they got personalities, and they do a really good job with capturing all that commentary before game, pre-game. So I don't see them really changing that too much. They always work on thousands and thousands of lines of commentary every year. So for me, NBA 2K is still fresh. NBA 2K needs Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller. And I'm telling you, the reason why, especially Charles Barkley, is not in NBA 2K is because they want more money. Same thing about college football, right? College football, they don't have Deion Sanders, and Madden doesn't have Coach Belichick, right? The reason why they don't have those guys is because, not just because Coach Belichick is not coaching for the Patriots anymore, but because they want more money than the contract that they do have. They want to rewrite that, you know. So they want more money. So and I don't blame. Same thing when it comes to boxing. Why boxing games? Not that there's been so many, but why boxing games don't have Floyd Mayweather? Because Floyd Mayweather wants a whole bunch of more money than other fighters. He should, right? He's one of the best boxers ever. In my opinion, he's the best boxer ever, right? So if he's in a game, he's going to sell a game. So he wants more than the average. Same thing with other boxers that isn't in Undisputed, right? Undisputed is missing a ton of boxers. So, it's because they want more money, John Madden. Madden has to fix the injury system. Well, they should just use the injury system that's in college football. It's interchangeable, but that wear and tear system, I didn't really notice it, but it's really more for that franchise. I really didn't play the franchise. I'm not a big franchise guy because I'm really about, I want to see ratings mean way more than plays. Plays mean too much in college football and in Madden rather than ratings. Ratings should topple over plays. That's just how it goes. In real football, they're not going to have a whole bunch of concussions in Madden or in college football. You know that. But in real life football, coaches can do only but so much. You still need great players. You need players to buy into your system. You need players that fit your system, right? And then your coaching is going to, then you can manipulate the defense by using real life money plays, real life things. A money play in real life is the Eagles' brotherly push, the tush push, whatever it's called, right? You can't stop it. They're even thinking about creating a rule that you can't use it on certain downs, or so stuff like that, because they have players that fit that QB sneak. They have players that fit that, right? So with that being said, not every team in real life could do what Philly does when it comes to the QB sneak. It's coming, you still can't stop it. That's what I mean. You got to have players that fit a system, that fit what you want to do. Then you can have your money plays. Now you just have money plays and there you go. You really honestly think 2K is coming back with a football game? I don't think that. I'm speculating that it could happen, and Disturbed Rattled TV, and I'm saying your name. Why is that funny if I think that a new football game could come back? I would, you should be happy that anyone thinks that another football game could potentially come back, or potentially a new NFL game can come back. You only want to play Madden, right? You only want to play college football. Well, you have two EA football games now. If you are that type of gamer, people like you should be extremely happy that you have two football games. Are you being cynical? 2K hasn't come back forever, but hey, here I am. It's a possibility. I'm not saying I think it's going to happen, but it's a possibility. They do have the NFL license. The new NFL license hasn't been signed on the dotted line to be exclusive to EA anymore. And honestly, there is more pressure than ever for the NFL to open up their license, because we're not just talking about people here. We're talking about the economy. Every corporation is trying to make way more money. We live in America, right? Disturb, rattle TV. You live in America, I assume. But America is all about capitalism. The shareholders want more money out of the NFL. If they want more money out of the NFL, like any other corporation wants more money out of the American citizen, they're going to say, hey, EA, sorry, but we want more money for our NFL brand. We got to make more NFL games. And you know what? I got to go. I'm gonna leave it at that, but I will read John Madden, the heavenly, rest in peace, John Madden. Um, where the special teams coach or defensive coordinator, well, shit, they don't have that. That's for sure. Madden has no rivalry games. Like you got that right. Oh man, they need to bring back rivalry games. That would be good. Realistically, I think the NFL is going to continue with EA because of the amount of money they put in their faces. And I agree they would probably make more money if there you go. You answered your question right there. No matter how much money EA puts in their face, they could always go back to whomever they're negotiating with. They could say EA is putting this amount of money in our face to stay exclusive. What are your figures? Unless EA is doubling, say it's 1.5 billion. If they say we're going to give you 3 billion plus higher percentage in our revenue with MUT, I don't see that's going to bankrupt EA. I don't see EA doing that, right? But say if they did, that's the only way they can stop another company for potentially getting that NFL exclusive license. You know, but it sucks, man. I got more people coming in, but I got to end this stream. But yeah, I gotta go into work. I gotta take pictures of folk at 10 o'clock. But yeah, it's your boy Gettin. I am signing out. Thank you for all your posts. Great discussion, guys. Come back for the next one. Um, Maybe my next official live stream that I do on Thursdays, I'll bring this back up and we could talk about it. All right. Madden is best when it's modded. That's for sure. Modded Madden. You spelled modded wrong, but modded Madden is the best. But you know what's even better than modded Madden? Competition is better than that. Trust me when I tell you. All right, you guys, can you please stream again about Madden? Yeah, for sure, for sure. Normally I stream on Thursdays while I'm at home, and my free time is around 10ish, 10 o'clock at night Eastern. So definitely check out. Since you're requesting it, maybe I'll definitely do that while I'm playing Madden or while I'm doing Maximum Football. I still need to create all the players and teams for Maximum Football. But thank you guys for coming through. Great talk, great conversation. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell on all after you hit the notification bell because I got all types of content coming at y'all. Y'all have a great one. Stay blessed. Peace out. Yeah.